What's up, guys? BK from TV here, and today we're back with a very special video, and most importantly, Defend or Not. So, it has come to my attention recently that this man called Antonio Brown was running on the field without his shirt on. And he just ran out of the field without his shirt on. So he just threw his jersey off and then proceeded to just run into a police car just to get out of the arena. So, obviously I know who I'm talking about here. It's Mr. Antonio Brown here. And he is our case on Defend or Not. Stay tuned. Alright, so let's first get some background information on this fellow gentleman here. So, he was born in around 1988. He grew up in around Miami, Florida. Why did he play for the Dolphins? Hometown team, right? You know, I mean, he probably loves them. Loves Dan Marino, right? Maybe, probably, most likely. But he was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2010, and he played for Pittsburgh for 8 seasons, from 2010 to 2018. And if you're telling me, that's a damn long time. Antonio Brown's pretty interesting, because he always seems to find his name in the news, whether it's, you know, raping someone, or, you know, running off the field, all kinds of stuff. Well, we're about to get right into. So, I feel like this kind of incident started when Antonio Brown was receiving a punt return, and he kicked some, and he was like jumping over someone, and he just like kicked him in the face like that. You know, we got our special effects here. That was, I believe, the start of it all, and he was fined around 25,000 mullahs. And then what else happened? So in a game against the Bengals a few years ago, Antonio Brown took a pretty nasty hit to the head, which believed to have caused him to get CTE. Which I will say what it means. It's like where your behavior is, it's like where you have like out of control behavior, which I mean, which will be important for later as we're defending this patient. So, I would say around like 2018 was when he started having beefs with his quarterback Ben Roethlisberger. That's a good name, I know. And the whole team wasn't really feeling him, so he was eventually traded to the Oakland Raiders. The Oakland Raiders was where things really started to go downhill for him. As you know, he was there for he actually didn't play a game for the Raiders, and here's why. He got into an argument with the coach, or was the owner. I'll put it right here which person it was. And that caused them to get released by the Raiders. I mean, Antonio Brown could have been useful for the Raiders. You know, they're always looking for a wide receiver and a dude causing problems. Well, maybe not that. So here's where the story gets interesting. He signed to my own Patriots. As you know, they're like my favorite NFL team. You know, Tom Brady. Tom Brady was a real. He's going to be important in this story too. Tom Brady was asking, he was basically like on all of these begging Bill Belichick to sign, sign this man! Yeah, right, so, he gets signed to the Patriots, but however, he only played 1 game, so, he's just struggling he can't catch a break. So then it comes out that he is accused of sexual assault against a woman in Miami. Now was in Hollywood. Not like the funny, crazy Hollywood in California. There's actually one in Florida too. They're copycats, I swear, man. So what happened was Antonio Brown was released from the team for a second time. However, at least he played the game though here, I saw it, I remember it was pretty cool, it was in Miami, and if I remember I'll have to see if they won that. Oh boy, that's going back my memory banks. Ooh, that was like 3 years ago. Jeez, 5 points over. Yeah, so if I remember, they did win that, I think. And then what next happened was he was in the NFL for a while because he, was, serving this case that, like, he had been accused of. Now, this is going to be pretty interesting. So in 2020, which is, as we know, was the COVID year, as we all call it, right? He got signed by the Bucks, and guess who was also important in that? Tom Brady. Tom Brady encouraged Coach Bruce Arians to sign Antonio Brown once again. So Tom Brady is basically giving him a second chance. So in the second chance, he did pretty good. He helped the Bucks. I mean, I would argue he had a good role in this team, including with all the other goated players. They have like Gronk and TB12, obviously, because Tom Brady was on a new team by this point. He was on these guys right here. So they ended up winning a Super Bowl. So at least he won a Super Bowl, right? But wait, there's more. So beginning of this year, or no, I should actually say the middle year. My bad. Antonio Brown had, because the NFL had instated the vaccine policy, which is, you don't know how to deal with the vaccines. So he came in with a fake vaccine card, and then later on he was suspended 3 games. Then the next time we ran into him, like I was on TV and ran into him, but like the next incident was this week. So it was week 17 against, of all teams, the New York Jets. So the Jets were off to a rocketing start. They were up by 14 points on the Bucks, which is, quite frankly, you would never expect to happen. However, there is a underlying deed here. And the underlying deed is that there was $1 million placed on if. So if Antonio Brown got like 8 more like receptions, then he would have got $8 million. Not $8 million, but like $1 million. Also known as a shitload of money. So Bruce Arians took him out of the game and then kept Mike Evans in. So we don't know any of this right now. We still, like I said, this is a new case that's happening. It happened just this week, so we still don't really know a lot about what happened. So apparently Brown got mad that he wasn't in the game, so he took his shirt off and ran off the field like he was just a native Indian, just going back to his tribe, He took his jersey off, and will probably be the most famous moment in NFL history now. Or the most famous or infamous moment, just like this entire season, of him just like jumping up and down, stuff like shit like this, that, right? And he just ran off the field. So there are a lot of things to break down here, and also update. Terrell Owens now wants to take the job from him. So he saw that Antonio Brown ran off the field like he was Sonic the Hedgehog and just said, "Hey, I'm taking the role." Did what happened after he ran off the field like that? Bruce Arians had a press conference and he said, "Antonio Brown is no longer a Buck." And then Tom Brady chimed in, because Tom Brady seemingly saves this guy on almost every time he messes up. Hell, he even let him crash at his place. I would be thanking Tom Brady for Antonio Brown, but he probably has, to be honest. So he was like, "Look, we know it sucks. We just need. I hope he just gets the help he needs, but it just can't be on this team." So they're basically saying that his NFL career is over. So when he threw that jersey in that game, he basically just threw his NFL career away, which is quite baffling to me. Now, I find this kind of weird because remember 2 years ago, everyone was shitting on him, and no one ever actually thought that he had nothing wrong with him. That he was just this crazy, guy. But I always thought he kind of had erratic behavior, even when like he was on the Steelers. He had erratic behavior, and no one really realized it until now that like he probably has CTE, or that they lost a ton of money on the fantasy. So there was a ton of people like really wanting him to go back in, including Bruce Arians. I mean, really, it's your own player. I mean, you don't want to do just run off the field for no reason. So it seems a lot of people were upset about this, including people playing fantasy football. Which is, I mean, honestly, why do you need money? Honestly, why are you doing DraftKings? Come on, man. It's not okay. I might even do a DraftKings rant. You might see that soon. I don't know, but if the dude's going through problems, and he's having to, and if he's the only way you're making money, then what is wrong with you? I mean, like, really? I mean, if you literally have to rely on someone else, like, I'm gonna explain it. So, like, that's like if someone. So we know Antonio Brown at this point is probably like mentally going through a shitload of stuff. So you'd rather have money in front of you than someone actually like. So you'd rather have money in front of you instead of helping someone out. That's basically what I see in that situation. But this is interesting because we're about to decide on our verdict here. Alright, we have a verdict, guys. And we are going to defend. And here's why I'm going to say defend. It wasn't actually because, because you could argue that, well, I ain't defending any of the stuff that he's done. Like, I mean, he's done some stuff like, smash security cameras and throw bikes at security guards and, I mean, the dude's like the definition of just doing everything bad, like, sexual allegations, fake vaccine cards, so he's done a ton of, like, bad shit, you could argue. But it's the reason why he's doing the bad shit. Because, sometimes, because he's a rare disease, so, we actually don't know a lot about it, as of right now. So it could literally turn you into, like, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle for all we know, right, We're going to defend number 84 for that because, Wayne can defend his actions, but I mean, you really can't say you ain't gonna defend him if that's why he's doing it, because he really doesn't have control of himself mentally. And that's the verdict. Yeah, guys, so I hope you enjoyed the great Antonio Brown video we did. People saw it coming, and I did too. Like, the second this thing happened, I'm like, I gotta do a video on this. Yeah, so, catch you all on the flip side. And that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed it, I recommend you guys please like and share this. And remember, guys, have a flipping amazing day.